Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to use OneNote, which is the note-taking app associated with Microsoft Office. So there is a desktop and a browser version. To get to the browser version, you can just go to your email and then click open up. It'll show you like this. I prefer to use the desktop version, so I'm mainly going to be showing that. So a typical notebook would look something like this. I'm going to click back and forth between the pre-existing notebooks I have to show examples, but then also how to set up a new one. So if you wanted to set up a new notebook, you could click File and then New, and then it's going to ask you where you would like to place your notebook. Since I have mine already hooked up to my OneDrive through Northern Kentucky, I can click that and then click to set it up in my notebooks folder. And then it's going to ask what you want to name it, so I'm just going to name mine Honors Example and create the notebook. So then it's going to ask you if you would like to share it with other people. This feature is really great if you're working on a group project, or for instance, I was a teacher's assistant in a class, so I shared my notebook for that class with all of the students in that class so they could see my notes, but I'm not going to share it with anybody right now. So once you decide whether you would like to share it with people or not, it's going to pop up onto the first page. The notebooks are organized by first sections and then pages. So the first section, we can just leave it as new section, or you could change it to however you would like. I typically label my notebooks as exam 1, exam 2, and so forth, to however the class is organized. Within each section, you can have pages. Typically, when I'm organizing my notebook, I will do it by lecture date. So for instance, today's date, September 6th. And then to add a new page, you just click add a new page, and then you can do it with whatever day the next lecture is on. You could also organize these by, chapter textbook. So make this one chapter 1, and then have it with the page numbers. Whatever organization works best for you, however that works best in your brain. You can also change the color of the sections. I think this makes it look more aesthetically pleasing, but it is up to you. So from there, once you have your section and your page decided on, if you just click anywhere, it will start a text box. And so it works just like a Word document where you can add bullet points, you can change the font, you can have a header that is bigger than normal and then go and have regular bullet points, however you would like to organize it best to fit your style. The other thing that's really nice about OneNote is that it has a draw feature. And so my specific computer has a pen and is a touchscreen, so it's really easy for me to add drawings in outside of my note-taking, whatever that would be. For professors who like to draw on the board, this is really nice. You can draw whatever it is that they have drawn. There is also an app that is called OneLens that you can get on your phone. Those apps are really nice, as you can take a picture of the board, whatever they're drawing, and it'll upload it directly into the notebook for you. So if you have a professor that likes to draw on the board, I would recommend checking out that app. It also allows you to take pictures of documents, flashcards, those kind of things, and upload them so they look more like documents and less like pictures. You can also attach a file to each note section. So for instance, if your professor uploads their PowerPoints onto Canvas and you want those PowerPoints to be attached to your notes, all you have to do is go to Insert, then File Attachment, and then insert whatever works best. So you can attach it as a file, and then it'll be right there ready for you to open while you're studying. If you double click it, it might give you that message. Just know that you attached the file, so it's not going to harm your computer, and then it'll open up the PowerPoint straight from your notes. Another really nice part about OneNote is it allows you to record audio and record a video. So if your professor is not already recording their lecture, you can record it yourself. It's very easy to do. You just, again, go to Insert and then Record Audio. It'll pop up with a box like that right there, and it'll tell you what time it started the audio. You can pause it. For instance, if your professor is talking about Canvas or answering a question, you can pause it so it doesn't record that, and then play it Again, it'll tell you that it is recording up here by the name, so you know when it's recording. And then when you're done with the recording, when the class is over, you can hit stop, and it'll look just like that. It'll allow you to play it whenever, everything like that. The last thing I'm going to show you guys about OneNote is how to save each of the notebook pages. So you can hit File, and since mine is linked up to my OneDrive account, you can click View Sync Status, and then as you can see, all of these books, it tells you when the last time it was synced and if it is up to date. So the one that we're in right now, the honors example, it is waiting for update. So you can click Sync All, and it'll resync them, or you can click the specific notebook, click Sync Now, and it'll do that. I have it set to sync automatically, so whenever I change the notebook, it'll automatically sync. This is really nice because you never have to worry about saving. You just can go to sync status and click that it is up to date. One of the reasons I prefer the desktop app is that for some reason, if my computer were to disconnect from the internet in the middle of a lecture, it would still save all of it to my computer. And then the next time it connected to Wi-Fi, it would then sync it to the OneDrive. So you don't lose any of your notes if you're having connectivity problems. So I'll just show you some examples of what my class notebooks look like. This is my Neuro 302 class, which is neurosignaling. Before this specific class period, there was a reading that I did for the class, so I simply took a screenshot and pasted it in here and then had some information so that when the class started, it was very easy for me to discuss and add some things. While the professor is going through the PowerPoint, sometimes I will paste images that I find particularly effective in the middle of my notes, so it's very easy for me to see and visualize. For this page of neurosignaling, you can see that I recorded the lecture, my professor's lecture, and then I linked the 2 PowerPoints that we went over in class. So when I'm reviewing my notes, it'll be very easy for me to go back if I don't understand any of the notes or I didn't take enough in-depth notes. For the course Neuro 101, which was the class I was a teacher's assistant for, I shared the entire notebook with all of the students in the class so they were able to go back through to see any of the notes I took. You can see here that I drew what my professor had drawn on the board and added some notes through it as well. I drew quite often on the various pages, and it was really easy for me because that particular professor really liked to draw on the boards to exemplify her points. Alright, the last notebook I'm going to show you guys is my chemistry notebook. And so I have it separated by exam and then in lab. Here you can see 2 pictures that I took with the OneLens app. These are my lab notebook. It helps me keep it organized by date. But you can take pictures of really anything that would make sense. For my honors class over the summer, I know I took some pictures of the board as well. Here was one of the PowerPoints that we were watching. So I really recommend the OneLens app. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you understand OneNote a little bit better and taking notes for the rest of your college career will be a little bit easier.